Hi, beautifuls. Coming back to do another reading. Look at my side boob. I got like more boob in the side. I'm sorry, I just noticed that. That's probably like banging me, but whatever. So there is oh God, I'm gonna get it together. So we're gonna be doing a reading for Sisterhood of the Rose. Been called to do a couple get some of these things together and get some messages out. I don't really know what they're gonna have to say, but just as a reminder, if you don't know what the Sisterhood of the Rose is, this message probably isn't for you. Definitely, well, I can't say that because the title might have resonated. But you want to definitely look up some information. Check out my first video on that. I give a lot of good information about what the Sisterhood of the Rose is, some of the misconceptions, and what has been channeled to me. A lot of what I will share is going to be channeled messages mixed with the tarot, because this is just definitely something that I've been guided to get information on from my guides, from my spirit team. So, okie dokie, let's see here. I'm going to go ahead and get this started. Using Secret Tarot. It used to be the Renaissance Tarot, but it's the Secret Tarot now. Not sure why they changed the name, actually. And I'm going to be getting a newer version of this deck because this is mine. I've had it for, oh shit, I forgot where I was going. I've had it for like 22 years now. And I have kept it in fantastic condition. And I'm like, yeah, I'm going to be doing these readings. I wanted to bring it on just because it is, one, nostalgic purposes. Two, it just means a lot to me. And it's very infused with, my energy is really infused with it. So, but then I thought, you know what, I want to be able to pass this deck down. So, I'm curious. Okay, just going to show you. It's not a part of the reading yet. Five of Wands. All right. Nope, they said, gotta do this. I do it differently for every read. Sorry, guys. However they tell me to get the cards. Let's see here. I think I'm going to start using this table for my short reads, and then using my desk for the longer ones. Not to say that this is going to be long. This is definitely not a short read. Let's just put it that way. Okay. Got the 4. Okay, 5 of Cups, Strength, Ace of Pentacles, Knight of Wands. 5 of Cups is really about, and I love this deck for this fucking reason right here. 5 of Cups is usually about the things that we've lost out on, things that emotionally we thought were really are tied to emotionally, so to speak, that have kind of ended up being either not for us or not working out. And so it's usually in the traditional, you see someone just anxiety ridden over all of the, and full of sorrow over any spilled cups, anything that they thought was for them that had really brought them some type of emotional fulfillment. So this, however, in this particular deck, I love it because this person is not fretting over the ones that have been turned over, that are not for them. That gives them the opportunity to understand what is for them, and they are okay. They are grabbing those in almost like a victory stance. Like, these are mine. These are solid. These are fulfilling paths. These are fulfilling cups that are mine. And so in this particular card, this is really about recognizing the things that are for you, the path that is for you, that which does bring you emotional fulfillment, and I'm hearing longevity. Like, they're not gonna flip over like these did. They're not gonna become empty cups, so to speak. Strength is really about strength is I see as being something that's really about traditionally it's like taming the beast that's within. The beast that would probably usually be very upset about these. But strength on this one is a unicorn. Fucking love it. So for this particular deck, the unicorn it really has I want to say this correctly because I'm getting the feeling for something, but it's just it's like a self-acceptance of the weird and the unknown, the parts of you that are unique, usually that takes a lot of strength to accept, okay? And so that which is unique within, it's that finding it and shining it in the strength that it takes to cultivate that, to accept that, to love that, and to realize that that's who you really are. You know what I'm saying? And that's what I'm getting off of this card. We're going to get some clarification. This is a little bit different than some of the other Sisterhood of the Rose readings, but we're still going to do this, okay? Then we've got Ace of Pentacles. This is the tangible world. This is a brand new beginning that is visible to all, that you get to experience and have within this world, within this existence. The Ace of Pentacles, it can often be a new start within your life, and then it can also be an offer. But it's definitely a brand new beginning, a tangible beginning. Here in the here now. And then we've got the Knight of Wands. Knight of Wands is he's full of passion. And the thing about him is he's not necessarily, he feels it, he allows himself to experience it, and he doesn't hold back. Does that make sense? And I'm just saying he because it's a knight-in-law. This is not gender specific. Not necessarily the king, where the king wields that passion and executes it very well. This is the recognition of that fire within, and it's unleashing and just allowing yourself to feel it and experience it. And like the queen, she emanates. Like once it's experienced and I'm it's like a brand new a new passion where you're just like and it's kind of like unleashing it so to speak, whereas the queen has sat with it for a little bit and she emanates. It's that fire within that just kind of seems to emanate. And so the knight is a little more like learning how to wield, that passion. And then, of course, it's also really about you know, knights usually are messengers, but this feels a little bit like being like sharing that passion, you know, or acting on that passion, you know, that fire, that peace within. I gotta clarify. I really want to. Who are we doing? Really? Okay, we're going to start with Starman Tarot deck. And then we're going to move on to Angel Oracle. I'm curious a little bit about, we're going to start off with, I feel like we're going to use the Starman Tarot for these two cards right here, the Five of Cups and the Strength. I want a little bit more clarification, and then we're going to use the Oracle cards on what this changeable new beginning is and what this passion is that's being unleashed, and what that has to do with Sisterhood of the Rose and everything. We'll figure this out. We're going to go on this journey together, okay? And I do have teeny weeny hands. 5'2", that's about it. And so forgive me while I do this, because this is not a... Oh, I've got the whole deck upside down. I don't do reversals, just so that you're aware. Okay. Sorry, guys. They told me go ahead and turn it upright, but to keep this card in, there was a reason I picked it up backwards. I don't usually do... Okay. I'm not going to question. Let's do this. I mean, I lied. I do. Ace of Wands. All right. Let's see here. I'm feeling one more for the Five of Cups. Oof, Empress. Okay. And let's go with the Strength card. Let's see what this unique part, instead of taming the beast, it's this uniqueness, the strength to be yourself. What do I do? Okay, one more. I'm going to get there. I promise. I promise. Just have patience. I hear people like, what the fuck? Okay. 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 I'm going to see this story unfold. There's been a lot of frustration here recently, with feeling like not receiving the guidance that's necessary to be able to make the right decisions. Kind of having, you know, a lot of like having a passion and not really knowing how to execute it, so to speak, or having a lot of different things that would potentially, or that you thought would be emotionally fulfilling, directions in life that you thought would be emotionally fulfilling. And kind of going through that, I feel, okay, so some of y'all are feeling like a little upset because the Star card is generally about getting that guidance, getting that spiritual guidance, that knowing, being on the divine path, being on the right path. And there's a bit of an upset where a lot of you all had to go through, anybody watching this probably had to go through this trial and error of having all these things that you thought would be emotionally fulfilling. types of relationships, career paths, location is what I'm getting. Like all these things, and all of them looked very promising. All of them seemed at appearance. And instead of feeling like you got the guidance that you needed to make the right decisions, you had to kind of tough it out, is the way that they're saying it. You had to learn the hard way, the emotionally exhausting way. What was going to be really emotionally fulfilling for you. Because you're really sick and tired of being in this state of not being emotionally fulfilled, not being fulfilled and, like really content and happy and joyful about things. It's not that you have to be that 24/7, but for fuck's sake, what is the point of having a skill set or a gift or an ability or the purpose of your life or being a part of the sisterhood if you don't know what it's meant, how to execute it, how to, and so you've kind of gotten to this place of, like really having to, you did the morning. You already did the morning. Because you did your healing, you're no longer that person that would sit there and mope over these. Okay, you figured out what is emotionally fulfilling, but it kind of came a little bit at a cost, so to speak. Like you had to figure it out on your own. And Spirit is saying the reason why they couldn't always give you the guidance, the information, is because you had to decide for yourself. If you did something because they said it, then later on down the road, you would start questioning, is this really what I wanted? And then you'd start blaming them, and there would be personal accountability. You had to figure it out. It's like that aha moment. I had to figure it out for myself because there's something to it, where if I tell you where you went wrong, it doesn't have the same impact as if you discover it in any kind of scenario or situation. And so, Spirit tried to guide you to, but they couldn't just tell you. And there's this sense of frustration and just flat the fuck pissed off that they didn't tell you when you asked. It's like a moment. It feels like a moment of, how like your intuition can dance all around something, but your intuition just flat out won't fucking tell you X, Y, and Z. Like, is this person good for me? Well, I know that somebody who lives in a state of existence of victimhood was not good for me because that, it's like, well, motherfucker, no shit. I'm asking about this person. Like, they give, all kinds of little but they're like, no, you need to figure this out. Are they in a perpetual state of victimhood? Are they, is that going to be good for you? What does that do to you? It's like you have to believe it and you have to see it yourself. They couldn't tell you. So, you weren't on the right path for a while for a reason. You made some mistakes for a reason so that you could discover what was genuinely actually fulfilling for you. Okay, and so then when you do find it, it's like that fire is bigger than all get out. Like it is like explosive type of passion for something, because it just feels so right. And then when you finally find what feels right, you're ready to move on it. You're ready to action on it. You're ready to do something about it. And so it's very fiery and it's almost like everything's landing. This is going to, when something just finally hits and clicks and it lands and you're like, I got it, that aha moment. And now how do I do it? It's like, fuck, you've made so many, mistakes and you didn't have any guidance. You got clarity now. You want to action it. You've waited long enough to be able to action something. But what has developed over time with this is you are now in Empress mode. All those mistakes that you have made where you felt like spirit wasn't there for you, your own higher self, your own intuition just seems so clouded, or piecemealing, like a puzzle, like you know, having to put shit together, like it's ridiculous and it's exhausting and you get sick and tired of it. But it brought you to a place where you've got skill sets where, because you know intrinsically at a cellular level, deep down, you know, so therefore it cultivated you into an empress, not just a queen. You learned through this process how your mental capacity and how to wield that and how not to let it control you, how to wield and utilize your emotions and your intuition, but not letting it control you, and not letting your thoughts intervene or intercept or undermine your intuition, and how to find that passion. What is real passion like, and what is action like? You know, like the Suit of Wands is really about you know, sometimes knowing, I gotta say, sometimes the empty cup is, well, I know this is emotionally fulfilling, but how do I actuate it? How do I bring it into this existence? And so then like, you try different ways, you know. I'm going to use my old profession of social work. Do you know how many careers you could do? You could be a probation officer. You can actually go into law. You can be an advocate. You could be a case manager. You could be a therapist. Like, I kid you not, when you have your LCSW, you can do therapy, diagnoses, prescribe medications, all that kind of stuff. You can do research, policy writing and advocacy. There's so many things within one field, and you're like, okay, so let's just say I want to work in social justice. Where in social justice would I fit? And so it's, you try different positions throughout a career, and you're like, nope, because some of those drown out the fucking passion. Okay, some of those will. So I'm just using that as an example, but it's like sometimes, so knowing how to execute it and take action, like in by doing that, not only do you find your passion, you also find out how to do it, what you want to do, and now you're ready to take action. You are in an empress mode. You are in control of your elements. You wield them. They don't overpower you. They are part of you. And the Empress is really about birthing something. And so now that you know, there's this understanding of, this is what I'm passionate about. I'm ready to action this. It's time to birth it. Okay. With the Strength card, we've got Prince of Swords. Okay. The Moon. And the World. And there is a piece, remember I told you this Strength card, it's not like your typical one. It's not where you tame the beast within, or the beast, you know, I always think of like Strength card in the traditional tarot as, you know, when you tame that so-called beast within, it's really befriending all parts of yourself and knowing how to use those aspects, shadow, light, feminine, masculine. That takes immense strength to execute all of that, to really heal and work through all of that. But with this one, it's about finding that beauty, that uniqueness within. All of this trial and error led you to find things about you that, you know, and sometimes those cups could be careers. It could be, you know, realizing that you can't do that particular profession because it doesn't allow you to utilize your uniqueness. You've found that unique piece, and now you're like, and you want to action it. You want to birth something. Okay? And the Page of Swords is really about doing your research on this. I highly strongly feel that you've done a lot of research on, okay, so how did other people take this action? Like, this is how I want to do it. This is how I want to share my gifts. This is how I want to share my talents. Let me now do my research. Now let me get, how do I, a good footing. You know, sometimes we you know, that phase of the butterfly, once he comes out of the transformation, it comes out of the cocoon, it has to really sit there and dry before they can take off, or else they'll die. They still got all the goo and everything on them, and so they have to sit there for at least 4 to 5 hours before they can ever even fly. So they're ready, they're transformed, they know what they need to do, they want to action it, but then there's this this research process. Through the research process, you may have realized that what you want to action, what you're passionate about, you have a very unique way of doing it. This does resonate. This does fall into the last, you know, there's been like a month and a half to 2 months between readings for the last Sister of the Rose. But I remember the last Sister of the Rose being about finding your niche within something. And so you have found a way to express your gifts, your uniqueness. You've done the research. You're at this phase now. You've done the research. And you really understand, okay, just how different you are. And so hold on, tell me what. You know, and with this, you've also began speaking your truth. You know, this is a messenger card. And look, oh my God, I cannot make this shit up. No wonder they put, okay, I don't know if you can see this. Oh, fuck me. Oh no. You see his stomach where it says no rules. Bitch, I can't make this up. I cannot make this up. I cannot. Okay, so you've cultivated your uniqueness. You've found it. You know what you want to present. You've done the research to see how to. And Spirit's letting you know there's no rules. There's no rules. Make your own up. Make your niche. Okay? You're so unique within this. And you've been brought to a place, but what you need to understand is there's no limitations. There's no limitations. There's no structure on you preventing you from showcasing this and sharing your truth and doing this. And with the Moon card, you know, I feel like at this point you've look at how battle worn this motherfucker is. You've started to display that uniqueness. You've started to venture into that one area of whether it's a profession, whatever that cup is, whatever makes you so different, you're being very authentic with it. You are displaying it, you are showing it, you're trying to live into it because you've had the idea, you're in the process of birthing this, you're making it come to fruition. And then this is about you still kind of being a little bit hidden. And Spirit is saying, you see how this mask and this mask, but this one, right here is like hidden behind the figure. It's not really on display. So you haven't really been highlighted or maybe recognized or for what it is that you're doing that is so unique, okay? So different, for that uniqueness within you. You know what I'm saying? And, you know, sometimes Prince of Swords can be a little bit of gossip and things, you know, and people may look at you like, what kind of dumb shit is this? Like, you don't follow any rules. You are so unique that there may be some things that are being said, and you're aware. That shit doesn't matter. Spirit wants you to understand, you know, and I feel like through your research, you've probably said, you've probably found like, oh my gosh, if so-and-so can do this, or if this is happening over here, why can't I do this over here? Or how come this isn't popping off how I thought it would? You know I stand out. I know that I am different, but I've got something of value to add, you know, but nothing is going to make you conform. You're not going to conform. You're not fucking doing it. It's not happening. And so you maybe feel like that's the reason why you're kind of hidden and you're not receiving any of the recognition that you thought. And by recognition, I mean going to, you know, like networking and finding different people and saying, this is what I do, and people just not being interested, or people going, oh, that's really cool, but no one really takes you up on it. Or, you know, like with YouTube, your channel is kind of small, and it's like, I'm giving really good information, and Spirit keeps telling me to do this, and this is who I am, and I can't be anything but me, but you can't seem to get it to pop off. You still seem to be a little bit hidden, and Spirit wants you to understand, these are the phases. These are the phases, okay? Just like with the phases of the moon, you're hidden, you're coming out a little bit more, you're out a little bit more, boom, you are visible. You will become visible. This is what I'm getting to the world. You will get that recognition. People will start to see this and appreciate it. And you're going to get known, regardless of what area you are, to what degree. You're going to be known for your uniqueness. And that's what's going to draw people to you. And that's how you find the others within the sisterhood and help to awaken them. Okay? You've been hidden on purpose, and you're about to be revealed to the world. Okay? It's about to come to fruition, which means you're reaching that end of that cycle and starting something new. But I'm getting that the recognition that you're going to get is going to be pretty... I'm sorry, they're bringing me to some things down here. What does that say? So the typewriter, there's like little pieces of paper underneath this typewriter, and on it you cannot tell. It says no control. There's the peace pipe, the gold, like everything is at your disposal. And here is the pentagram. What does it say? And there's a code. You've got, like, there's codes coming out of this typewriter. It's like, you know, like binary codes, 001100, and how we talk about the codes of the universe and everything else like that. You're going to be, there's something about you delivering. No one's going to be able to, there's no rules. No one's going to be able to set limitations. You're going to reach where you need to reach. And there's almost something about what you do that puts, like, you recode this existence. You help people to recode their DNA, their understanding. You're completely recoding their reality, if that makes sense. Okay. All right. So you're about to get revealed to a certain degree for your uniqueness. That recognition is coming. You may have felt like potentially like, oh, is this going to be another fucking cut that turns up? No, you were correct. You found the cups that will be fulfilling. You found, because it's not just, it's fulfilling emotionally, because it's also part of your path, your life purpose, okay? And so just understand that's what happens in the birthing process. You know what I'm saying? Like, the baby doesn't come out like, oh, done. Bitch, do you know how many people, oh my God, how many hours of labor? And oof, you know? And then who does the baby go to? Daddy. Bitch, I am the one that had to carry you for 10 months. My body's stretched all to God in hell, you know? And then daddy gets all the loving. Or grandma. Or Bubby. Or they look at you and throw up on you every time you hug. I mean, come on now. Don't put on all of that shit happen overnight. You know, those hugs and kisses when they finally reach 2 and 3, the first smile. That shit didn't happen overnight. It took a lot of work to get there. Birth is not easy, and it is not short usually. It can be easy. I mean, you know, and then again, it's not. Does that make sense? So, all right. You're about to be birthed into the world. Okay? Let's see what this tangible start is. I feel like we're going to get a little more detail with this. We might do this in the Lenormand. I haven't really done the Lenormand, I think, with Sisterhood of the Rose, but I'm feeling like details are important right now. Bitch, come on. Okay, so like sometimes I argue with Spirit when this comes out because it is super fucking annoying. I know there's a reason, but I don't really like it. Does that make sense? Divine order. You know, like, oh, different phases of things coming out. We just talked about having to, the different processes of birth. You got to carry it for, a human for like 9 to 10 months before you actually can pop out. And then, but you got to dilate. You can't just go, I'm done. You got to dilate and go through, you know, like there's these things, which is what you did, right? Is what you did. And then, of course, like as with the fucking butterfly, you done with everything. You ready, bitch, ready? And no, gotta let your wings dry so you don't die when you take off. Okay. So there's a order to everything. There's a reason for things. Let's put it that way. I don't necessarily, divine order is a lot like divine timing to me, which just means that everything is aligned. And sometimes it can get very frustrating when you been standing in line for I don't know how long, right? And you're like, these other motherfucking pieces gonna come in at any point. So, divine order. Okay, everything is how it needs to be right now. Look past the illusion and see underlying order. Blech. Okay, I love you, Spirit, but for fuck's sake. Okay. This tangible, visible start, this it's happening, it's eventuating in this existence. It is happening when it is meant to. There's a reason, you know, and I feel like they're trying to tell you it's not stagnation. You're not stuck. You didn't choose the wrong cup again. This is, everything is perfect. It's right. It's good. I know that you're kind of worried that, you know, again, it wasn't your intuition, that you're not on the right path. That's not it. That's not it. What you're seeing is an illusion. All those fears are an illusion, okay? So, those frustrations. And I know, I'm kind of like, I'm ready for this shit. That's too many. I'm ready for this to happen, you know? Give me something fun to do until it does. Like, why do I gotta feel like I'm sitting here? You know, it's like those times when you sit on the tarmac for like hours before the plane takes off and you're like, are you shitting me? I could be inside at a Starbucks. The fuck are y'all doing? And it just all burns me up. So that's kind of how it feels like, ready to take off. Putting in this effort, putting in the work, and you're kind of still waiting for what you know is meant to happen. for you to have that impact. Because, when you give, part of that reciprocity in getting energy back and having something back, it's not always monetary. Sometimes it's just knowing you're actually having the impact you're trying to have. That your unique piece and ability, your unique fiber is beneficial for a reason other than it's just, like it can benefit other people. Like that's the reciprocity. And being able to see that, sometimes just being able to see that is enough reciprocity for you to keep going. And right now you're like, don't say it. But it's happening. Okay, because it is actually being birthed. It is happening. And they're like, you're about to be seen. That's what they're telling me. You're about to be seen by the world. All right, I feel like there's one more for the Ace of Pentacles. Ooh, we got 40 minutes. I cannot do a short one to save my life. Well, shit. As we say down here, shit, fire, and 7 matches. All right. You know what to do. Trust your inner knowledge and act upon it without delay. I definitely believe. So what they're saying is, with all of this, no rule, like not following, not conforming, not fucking conforming. You're doing it how you do it, not some cookie cutter, anything. Okay, you're doing it how you do it. And you know what to do. You've done all this research, looking at everybody else. You know your uniqueness. The Ace of Pentacles is like, you know how you want to do this. You know how you want to execute it. You know what to do. Just do it. Divine timing will take care of the rest. Just fucking do it. Knight of Wands. I'm feeling at least one card for the Knight of Wands. This is the just, Aww. Okay. Career transition. For some of you all, you've stayed stuck a little bit in the research phase of things, and you haven't really acted on it. You've kind of put feelers out there. You did a little bit of networking sometimes. Sometimes you did the, occasional, I do this on the side, but I don't really get paid for it. I don't really, I just only do this with people I know for right now, to get your feet wet, so to speak. So you've kind of been stuck in that a little bit. And they're kind of saying, okay, full throttle. Like now, the thing is, when you come out to the world, it's going to be a total transition. I think some of y'all are holding on to some of the old stuff during this transition, if that makes sense. And they're wanting you to know that shit's about to change. I feel like shit is literally going to change pretty quickly. And the Knight of Wands is, again, remember, you're acting on your passion. You're just acting on it. You're actuating something. It's allowing yourself to feel it and allowing yourself to live it, instead of playing and dabbling in it. which is probably the reason why, which you needed that phase. You needed that time to sit still and let your wings dry off before you took off. But bitch, it's time to take off. It's time to fucking take off. It's time to do it. It's time to step fully in and just make the full transition, okay? So you're going to keep doing what you do. Keep doing it to the largest capacity that you can. Divine timing is going to bring in this opportunity, this new beginning, for you to actually act on your passion and make the transition. Like, this is going to be a career thing for you. You're going to be able to do what you need to do. You're going to be able to reach people through your career. Okay? And just know that throughout this process, I didn't even read what was on it. Fuck. Your life purpose is triggering a blessed career change. You are safe. I am protecting you against lower energies and guarding you, your loved ones, and home. And some of you may be worried about stepping fully out there. Sometimes, especially within the Sisterhood of the Rose, some of our gifts may seem woo-woo, or our approaches to things, or how we talk, and when we begin interacting with the individuals that we are trying to awaken and allow them to come into their gifts. You know, we get into these non-traditional, and you sometimes worry about, am I going to have the money to do this? Will people and their lack of understanding or self-imposed limitations, will they attack me? Will they, with their lower energies, people who don't understand it, try to take, impact me? Am I opening myself up to unnecessary scrutiny? You know, is everything going to be okay when I make this transition? Is what you're wanting to know. And Spirit wants you to know that you are absolutely safe with this transition. I'm going to get some Lenormand on the Ace of Pentacles, divine timing, and you know what to do. Because since there's some that some haven't even actually dabbled in it. They've just been stuck in the research. So I kind of want to know a little bit more about, maybe give us a little more information on the divine order, which is being able to look past the illusion and seeing the underlying order of things and knowing what to do. So just give us some information on the Ace of Pentacles. Ship. Okay. Yeah, and then I'm going to get some for the Knight of Wands as well. Okay, hold on. I'm going to get one more. Sorry. They're talking to me really quick. So the opportunity is really in the divine order, and you know what to do. You know how to the ship, okay? You know, you may be a little bit worried that the Ten of Spades is a lot like the Ten of Swords. You might be a little bit worried and concerned. You know, you're feeling a little bit of probably some tension and agony. Ten of Swords is not a little. Let me rephrase that. But you understand what it takes to get from point A to point B, the journey of that. And the other thing about the ship is know that this is something that's destined. So that you know what to do is you know exactly how to get from point A to point B. You know what to do to deliver your information, your skill set. But this is also destiny, okay? Destiny is going to bring in this divine order is the Tower. The Tower coupled with the Six of Spades and it being a 10 is like the Tower is just a sudden change, a moment, an opportunity that comes along. There's a destined opportunity that's going to show up, that's going to give you the ability to utilize your skill set in your very unique way, and that's going to get you to that place where the world gets to see you. And it's the child is, I feel like I want to say it's a brand new beginning. It's in its not infancy, but it's almost as if it's like this opportunity helps you to action the Knight of Wands, your passions, and it brings out a playfulness, a youthful look at life again, a vigor that probably hasn't been there for quite some time. I'm feeling something else. Give me just a second. And the 13 comes down to a 4. Hold on. Sorry. Gotta sneeze. Oh, for the love of God. Oh, good God. Yes, sir. Okay. All right. So it brings about a vigor, a playfulness. You really kind of step into it full throttle. You know, like a kid does. You really just go for it. You just... there's something about this, because you've been experiencing some of this anxiety and everything else like that, and feeling like you're so done with the ways that you've been having to operate in this world, whether it's career or in relationship or anything. You're so done with that, and you're so ready for the to step into this new and embrace your uniqueness and utilize it, you know, and then act on all the passions, you know, that this destined opportunity, this destined event that's beyond your control, that's what the Tower moment is, really allows you to just fully just jump in, you know, and no longer, it's like it closed out that chapter. And so this is the opportunity we've been waiting for, guys. Okay. A lot of you are going to get that door of opportunity. You have to go, it's like taking a leap of faith is what I'm getting. Like go in it with just like childlike trust. Okay. You need to go in with it with like childlike trust. You know what to do. Go for it. Just do it. Knight of Wands, this career transition, and you are safe. So this feels like, so the bears are about like an authority or power. I'm getting power from this, and protection. Okay. So it goes with the, you are safe. Know that, as you go in with this youthful, and yes, here's another card, which is a lot like the Knight of Wands. You know, I'm feeling this passion. I'm going for it. And I'm actually actioning it. You know, I may not be a king yet on how to execute this and direct the passion completely 100%, but I'm actually doing it and being seen and learning as I go, you know, kind of thing. Like you've got a lot of knowledge. Don't forget, you've got the Prince of Swords over here. So you've got a lot of knowledge. You've done your research. You've done your dappling. You've done your, you know, you've tested the waters, all of that kind of stuff. And you know some of the gossip you may incur, how or the thoughts, the looks, the whatever, by whoever, who gives a shit. But you have not only the power within, strength card, but you have protection on your side. So leap, because you are protected, and this is going to be so successful. Luck is on your side. Like, this is the clover, luck, so much luck. 17 breaks down to an 8, prosperity path. This is a prosperous path. The stork brings in the newness. This is your baby. This is, you get to grow this. This is such a brand new beginning. And it's going to be long lasting. Everything is going to come full circle. You're going to be able to utilize the skills that you've had all throughout your life, all those other cups that just weren't as fulfilling. You gained a lot of skills. That's how you became the Empress, okay? Just know that this is going to be a long-term type of commitment. This is solid foundation, okay? So what they want you to do is go in with childlike abandon. Just do it. You know what to do. You know what to do. Quit doubting yourself. Don't doubt your skills. You've got this. Fucking do it. Okay? When this opportunity comes, all right, and you're going to know, and you might have some fears, but it's taking you where you can get to be seen by the world, because that's how we're going to reach the others, guys. You've got to take the leap of faith. You have to take the leap of faith. Trust yourself. Okay? You are protected. This is destined. Believe in the divine timing. Be prepared. Yeah. I'll probably be doing another one soon, because I have a feeling with this whole, like, jump on it, action it, there's going to be a lot of when it happens. Okay? When this opportunity comes. So, I will definitely be doing another one. I hope this is beneficial. I hope this resonated for my fellow sisters in the Sisterhood of the Rose. Definitely comment below if it did resonate, and if you got anything to add to this as well, to the others that may be going through this. But so much love and light. We've got a lot of work to do, and apparently shit's about to pop off. So love you, ladies and men, gents. Why do I do that? Okay. Just as a reminder, Sisters of the Rose, the feminines that are coming back to help bring the feminines into their power. Traditionally, that's quite why it's called the Witch Moon, the Sisterhood of the Rose. During the height of the divide, when they were dividing everything, that's where gender roles and things like that came about. And the only ones that were persecuted, you know, the ones that would act on their intuition and their gifts and, you know, and creation, that was sequestered into, that was looked at solely like a feminine thing. And then, you know, when the masculines, anywho, so even though back in, when we went into hiding, so to speak, when we went into hiding, and we began hiding our gifts, our evolution, our souls took on, you know, a lot. Like, women were the ones that were burned at the stake. Men had to hide their, you know, it's not that way anymore. But in lifetimes past, a lot of us were forced to be in a female body, and we're not recognized for our feminine energies. Now, I want you to understand, in the Sisterhood of the Rose, there are gendered, as gender is described, men, tallywhackers, within the Sisterhood of the Rose, because they operate from a primarily or heavy feminine aspect. You know, they're more heavily feminine, and they are creators. And they have gifts and abilities that need to come to the forefront. So when I say ladies, it's just because a lot of my lifetimes that I remember, and out of fucking habit too, in all honesty, my humans. So I even call God him still sometimes, even though God doesn't have a penis or a vagina. It just happens. So please understand that the Sisterhood of the Rose is not strictly a vajayjay person. Okay? All right. Love you guys.